Hello friends, welcome back. Today we're going to read Owl at Home by Arnold Lobel. Owl at Home. Owl was at home. How good it feels to be sitting by the fire, said Owl. It's so cold and snowy outside. Owl was eating buttered toast and hot pea soup for supper. Hi, Lenny. Come on, get up here. Come on. Lenny's trying to decide if he's going to join us or not. Owl heard a loud sound at the door. Who's out there banging and pounding out my door on a night like this? And he opened it. Owl opened the door. No one was there. Only the snow and wind. Owl sat near the fire again. There was another loud noise at the door. Who can it be? Said Owl, knocking and thumping at my door at a night like this. And Owl opened the door. Look at him peeking. I know. Well, get up here if you're going to get up here. Come on. Come here. Come on. No one was there, only the cold and snow, and a poor old winter was knocking at my door, said Owl. Perhaps it wants to sit by the fire. Well, I will be kind and let the winter come in. Owl opened his door very wide. Come in, Winter, said Owl. Come in and warm yourself for a while. There he is. I don't think I'd invite Winter in, then my house would be cold. And Winter came into the house, and it came very fast, and a cold wind pushed Owl against the wall, and Winter ran around the room, and it blew out the fire in the fireplace. Uh-oh, look at all that wind and snow. Winter coming in with a blast. The snow swirled up the stairs and whooshed down the hallway. Winter, cried Owl, you're my guest. This is no way to behave. But Winter did not listen. It made the window shades flap and shiver, and it turned the pea soup into hard green ice. Goodness. It's just making a mess of everything. Winter went into all the rooms of Owl's house, and soon everything was covered with snow. You must go, Winter, said Owl. Go away right now. And the wind blew around and around, and then Winter rushed out and slammed the front door. Goodbye, said Owl. Do not come back. Look at all that. What a mess. See, it was not a good idea to invite Winter in. Owl made a new fire in the fireplace, and the room began to warm again, and the snow melted away, and the hard green ice turned back to soft pea soup. And Owl sat down in his chair and quietly finished his dinner. Look at him. I think he looks a little shocked by everything. Owl was in bed. It is time to blow out the candle and go to sleep, he said with a yawn. Then Owl saw 2 bumps under the blanket at the bottom of the bed. Wonder what those strange bumps can be, said Owl. I'm thinking those should be his feet. Owl lifted up his blanket and looked down into the bed, and all he could see was darkness. Owl tried to sleep, but he could not. What are those 2 strange bumps getting bigger and bigger while I am asleep? That would not be pleasant. Owl moved his right foot up and down, and the bump on the right moved up and down. One of those bumps is moving, said Owl. Owl moved his left foot up and down, and the bump on the left moved up and down. The other bump is moving, cried Owl. Owl pulled all of the covers off of his bed, and the bumps were gone. All Owl could see at the bottom of his bed were his 2 own feet. Silly Owl. But now I am cold, said Owl. I will cover myself with the blankets again. And as soon as he did, he saw those same 2 bumps. The bumps are back, shouted Owl. Bumps, 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 I'll never sleep tonight. Owl's so silly. Owl jumped up and down on top of his bed. Where are you? What are you? He cried with a crash, and a bang, and the bed came falling down. Goodness sakes. Owl ran down the stairs, and he sat in his chair by the fire. I will let those 2 strange bumps sit on my bed all by themselves, said Owl. Let them grow as big as they wish. I'll sleep right here all night where I'm safe. And that is what he did. Owl took the kettle out of the cupboard. Tonight I will make some tear water tea, he said. And he put the kettle on his lap. And now, said Owl, I will begin. And he sat very still and began to think of things that were sad. Chairs with broken legs, said Owl, and his eyes began to water. Songs that cannot be sung, said Owl, because the words have been forgotten. And Owl began to cry. A large tear rolled down and dropped into the kettle. Spoons that have fallen behind the stove and are never seen again, said Owl, and more tears dropped down into the kettle. Goodness, he does look so sad. Books that cannot be read, said Owl, because some of the pages have been torn out. Clocks that have stopped, said Owl, with no one near to wind them up. Owl was crying. Many large tears dropped into the kettle. Mornings nobody saw because everyone was sleeping, sobbed Owl. Goodness. Mashed potatoes left on a plate, he cried because nobody wanted to eat them. Pencils that are too short to use, and Owl thought about many other things, and he cried and he cried. Soon the kettle was filled up with tears. Goodness gracious. There, said Owl, that does it. Now stop crying, and he put the kettle on the stove to boil for tea. And Owl felt happy as he filled his cup. It tastes a little salty, but Tearwater tea is always very good. I don't think I'd want any Tearwater tea. Owl's house had an upstairs and a downstairs. There were 20 steps on the stairway. Some of the time Owl was upstairs in his bedroom, and at other times Owl was downstairs in his living room. I like all of his books. When Owl was downstairs, he said, I wonder how my upstairs is. And when Owl was upstairs, he would say, I wonder how my downstairs is getting along. I'm always missing one place or other. There must be a way, Owl said, to be upstairs and downstairs at the same time. Perhaps if I run very fast, I can be in both places at once. And Owl ran up the stairs. I'm up, he said. And then he ran down the stairs. I'm down, he said. Owl's so funny. Owl ran up and down the stairs faster and faster. Owl, he cried, are you downstairs? And there was no answer. No, said Owl. I am not downstairs because I'm upstairs. I'm not running fast enough. Owl, he shouted, are you upstairs? And there was no answer. No, said Owl, because I'm not upstairs, because I'm downstairs. I must run even faster. That's wearing me out, Owl. Faster, faster, cried Owl. Owl ran upstairs and downstairs all evening, and he could not be in both places at once. He ran right out of his slippers. When I am up, said Owl, I am not down. And when I am down, I am not up. And all I am is very tired. Owl sat down to rest. And he sat on the 10th step because it was a place that was right in the middle. And there's his slippers. One night, Owl went down to the seashore. And he sat on a large rock. And he looked out at the waves. Everything was dark. And then a small tip of the moon came up over the edge of the sea. Owl watched the moon, and it climbed higher and higher into the sky. Soon the whole round moon was shining, and Owl sat on the rock and looked up at the moon for a long time. If I am looking at you, moon, then you must be looking back at me. We must be very good friends. The moon did not answer, but Owl said, I will come back and see you again, moon, but now I must go home. And Owl walked down the path, and he looked up at the sky, and the moon was still there. It was following him. No, moon, said Owl. It's kind of you to light my way, but you must stay over the sea, where you look so fine. And Owl walked on a little further and looked at the sky again, and there was the moon, coming right along with him. Dear moon, said Owl, you really must not come home with me. My house is too small. You would not fit through the door. I have nothing to give you for supper. There he is, crossing a bridge and coming to a stop to talk to the moon. Owl kept walking, and the moon sailed after him over the tops of the trees. Moon, said Owl, I think that you do not hear me. Owl climbed to the top of a hill and shouted as loudly as he could. Goodbye, moon! The moon went behind some clouds, and Owl looked and looked, and the moon was gone. It was always a little sad to say goodbye to a friend, said Owl. Owl came home and put on his pajamas and went to bed, and the room was very dark, and Owl was feeling kind of sad. All at once, Owl's bedroom filled with silver light, and Owl looked out the window, and the moon was coming out from behind the clouds. Moon, you followed me all the way home. What a good round friend you are, said Owl. Then Owl put his head on the pillow and closed his eyes, and the moon was shining down through the window, and Owl did not feel sad at all. I bet the moon is your friend and comes to your house too, and peeks in the window at you. Well, thank you for joining me, and I hope you have a very good day and are full of some fun adventures just like Owl. And if you see bumps in the bed at night, those are probably your feet.